day.
Should.
I'm ready for.
He's ready. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to another live stream. You can see the conversation has already begun with the three of us this morning. Wanted to welcome you to another version of our 10,000, and again on a warm, sunny, my goodness, day that we're getting close to Labor Day. Again, we can't talk enough about real estate, and the topic of this morning, obviously, is education, right? As our owner, Greg Carlson, loves to talk about with education, we're always a student, we're always learning, we're always growing. And again, this is the whole purpose of the morning. So I am joined this morning by my partner in crime, Miss Cindy Beckwith.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, she's ready.
Good morning.
All the way from Lansing, Michigan.
Yes.
And, hey, did I hear the good news? We got an office opening there soon, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited. Oh, grand opening September 8th, 4 to 6. It's going to be great. Joe, you have to come.
And it's gorgeous, right? It's gorgeous. Oh, man. Well, good. We know you got a lot going on there too, Cindy. So, man, anything we can do as a group to kind of help come alongside, that'll be great. So,
Awesome.
Well, and we're joined by a guest this morning, a friend of ours from Kalamazoo, Michigan, Mr. Joe Harper. Joe, we wanted to welcome you to our time today. Thanks for coming to the 10,000.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Good to be here.
Good stuff. Well, and again, the whole mission of the morning is to kind of spend a little time around the subject of education. Again, I always talk to people about the fact that, boy, are we blessed? Are we blessed to be working where we're working, right? There's a lot of real estate companies that are out there. There are a lot of choices, but when it comes to the world of education, when it comes to platforms, things that can help you get better at what you do and grow your business, really, there's no other place than 5-Star. And again, we just love what we have to offer to agents as they get started. And Joe, I wanted to kind of open up the door to find out a little bit about Joe Harper. And I know you've been in business since what, December 5th of last year? Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that and your journey to get here.
Well, I'm about almost a year in. I'm very new to the industry. You know, I saw an ad online saying, hey, full training for real estate. And I thought I'd give a shot at it and want to help people out. And I've learned a lot and learn more every day. You know, no agent knows everything I've learned. There's just always learning.
So you jumped on a team too, I'm told, right?
Yep. I'm on the Allen Group, Blaine Allen's team in Lawton, Michigan here, and couldn't be happier. You know, he's a great sponsor, great. Anytime I need help, he's there for me. And in the event that he's too busy with his own clients, I have called broker support. And I've talked to Marissa and Kim.
And boy, that's music. That's music.
We like that.
Cindy?
Yeah. Well, Joe, so when you answered that ad, did you feel like you got the full service training and everything with 5-Star?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't do, a lot of people will like interview different brokers and stuff and see where they fit in. I just jumped right into 5-Star. I had no idea that I even had that option. And I feel like I really lucked out. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, I guess I just feel like you guys care. The fact that you have me here on this panel and that I got a call from Doug and I got a call from a couple other broker support when I first joined, and I felt like I was really part of the team.
Oh,
that's awesome. So what kind of educations helped you the most?
Well, Tuesday training with Kim helped out a lot, honestly. One class in particular, she taught me a lot about dot loop and how to organize myself and just become more confident. The more knowledge you have, the more confident you are.
That's great.
So, and then just daily training with Blaine, you know, I'm constantly bugging him about something, whatever question I have. I'm sure he's tired of picking up my phone calls after all.
Well, hey, Joe, that was a question that I wrote down too. How does being on that team with Blaine and others, how has that helped you get to where you are today? Because you're really starting off with a bang. You got some good sales, as we were talking about a little earlier. Obviously, team play is important. Learning from other team members. Share with us how that has impacted you and helped you grow.
Well, for me, I'm from a small town, Walkerton, Indiana, south of South Bend. So I don't have a lot of sphere of influence around here.
Okay.
So being on a team and him providing me leads, advertisement, helping me get ideas for prospecting, has really helped me grow my business a lot, and will continue to help me grow my business.
Yeah, well,
That's
great.
awesome. So what kind of prospecting? I mean, what are a couple ideas that you had for prospecting that really helped you?
Well, Blaine's got this sports calendar, so like the Michigan versus Michigan State and all the calendars of the football games there, and it's a magnet as well.
Who doesn't like that?
Yeah, and it works. And he's really just hammered with me to be a part of the community. So I joined the Lions Club. I started helping out at an assisted living facility. Just getting out there and meeting people, talking to people. That's where you find deals, talking.
It's the old phrase about not being a secret agent, right?
Yeah.
Being a part of the community, plugging in where your passion is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, just having those great starting conversations. That's important. Boy, that's great.
Yeah. My motto is help people and the money will follow.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
I love it.
Yeah. And just like you said, you're having conversations with people. I mean, you're in real estate, should be proud of it. And there's people everywhere. Everywhere you go.
Well, with Joe, and I know Blaine is the same way, I gotta believe Joe is a guy that's very consistent and does the same thing every day. Do you work from a schedule, very consistent each day, very diligent? Tell us a little bit about what your day looks like too.
Well, so I went to Ninja and I learned about the Ninja routine and how important it is to keep to that routine.
Sure.
I've been struggling with it because I'm in the process of moving right now.
Oh, that takes up time.
Yeah, my routine isn't what it should be, but I know what I should be doing.
But now you know what your clients go through, right?
Yes, that's really given me some insight on, it's hard to take emotion out of a real estate transaction. And being in the middle of it as a realtor and a client has really put it in perspective for me and helped me empathize with my clients.
Yeah. We always talk about in real estate, you wear lots of different hats, right? So you do a lot of different things. You're a counselor, you're that person that they trust, that they ask questions to. Sometimes it's totally not real estate related. It could be, something that they're dealing with their family or things like that. But that's where you come from, a very real perspective. And again, you're seeing that play out right now in what you're doing. Right. Yeah.
And every client is different too. You can't use the same tactics from, it's not like a template that you can just use across the board.
Yeah.
There's sometimes you can use the same thing over and over again, but most of the time you just kind of have to feel out the client and tune it to their personality kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like building relationship. I mean, really, and every transaction's different. That's why you were saying you learn something every day. You're constantly learning.
Yeah.
So Joe, I know you're a student of Kim's training. That's worked out. That's helped. Obviously, very interactive. If I'm a first month person and I'm talking to you for the first time, you're probably saying to me, Doug, if you don't do anything else, get in front of Tuesday's training with Kim. Be very interactive. Be diligent about doing that. Were those some of the things that kind of got you? What do I want to say? Into that mindset that you have in terms of your daily routine?
Yeah, hearing from other agents and their experiences and learning from their mistakes and then little by little learning from my own mistakes. Yes, that's definitely put me in that mindset. Yeah. One of the things I've learned that I wanted to share today, most important thing I think being a buyer's agent is to call the listing agent and see, hey, what is your seller looking for exactly? They're looking for possession time, they're looking for this, they're looking for that. Also call the lender of your buyer and build a relationship there. And that just helps tremendously. I've learned that after a couple transactions.
Communication with everyone involved. Plus you build relationships and who knows, that lender could refer business to you and it kind of circles back, quite honestly.
I like to say buying a house is a big group project.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people in that group.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Well, I'm just going to ask about real life experiences too, because I know you've had a few of them. You've had some transactions. They've gone good, bad? Were there challenges? What did you learn from some of those early on?
So I've had a couple that were easy peasy cash deals. And then I had one in particular that was just a roller coaster ride all the way to the very end. Didn't even know what our closing numbers were until an hour before closing.
Oh boy.
You know, so that was very, that's when I learned communication with the lender is very, very important.
Yep. And patience.
Yeah. And you got to have big shoulders to hold all that in, because your clients expect you to not be emotional with you. You know what I mean?
Yep, you're juggling different personalities and different feelings, and it's very emotional for them.
You're the calm in the storm, right? You're the calm in the
Yeah.
storm.
And then like with the manufactured home, I learned that on a conventional loan, you're going to put more down than a stick built home.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that until after I wrote the offer, and I had to kind of fix that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
That's how you learn.
Exactly.
A lot of education in this, big guy, right? A lot of education. So, well, I keep dialing it back to, some of the training that you're getting and the education that you're a part of. And again, it sounds like you really have benefited early on. Number one, with everything that we've got here at 5 Star as far as tools in the toolbox. But again, that along with the education that you're getting through being a part of Blaine's team.
That, and honestly, I get a lot of education too by talking to other agents. When I call that listing agent and I talk to them and I just be real with them, a lot of the times they want to help, even though they're from a different brokerage, they're not on my team, it doesn't matter. A lot of agents just want to help other people, and you can learn a lot from that just by asking.
Yeah, you sure can.
Yep, for sure.
Interesting.
Plus, the real estate community is small. I mean, you'll probably run into them again, and having a good relationship and knowing that they know that they're working with a top-notch agent, a pro.
Yeah. Cindy, what else are you thinking? We should be asking him some pretty deep questions.
Yes, Joe. Okay, I have tons. No,
Hammer me with questions.
So, starting out, so what made you want to get into real estate? I know you said you want, helping people in that, but was there somebody that you saw that you wanted to model yourself after, or was it the sales portion?
Well, for me, it has a lot to do with my health. I had a medical emergency, near death experience, and it just kind of changed me, made me want to help people and also challenge myself and get out there and do something I've always wanted to do, real estate. I've always just kind of been afraid to do it. I'm also lucky enough to have my wife makes decent enough money to where I can kind of get my business started.
Sure.
So,
sure.
But I guess I just kind of took a risk by seeing an ad, and then Blaine said full training provided, and I took a chance.
And you did it. And aren't you glad you did? Because sometimes you get those opportunities and you look over your shoulder and you're like, oh no, I should have done that. But it's 10 years later. So yeah, that's great.
It was time to take some risk. And I'm very happy that I did. I love my job. I love being out there helping people. I love that I don't have a job. I have a business to run. You know what I mean?
It's yours.
And I don't have to be in a place for 8 hours a day. And if I don't, I'll be in trouble. If I leave early, I'll be in trouble. And my consequences for not doing my job is I don't get paid. So that's very good motivation for me.
Yeah.
So it helps you learn how to be disciplined, because it is your business. So you learn things about yourself too, how much you can do in a day, how you organize your time, all that.
Yeah. It is interesting what you just said, and I wrote that down. I mean, this is not a job. This is your business. And again, along with that goes the importance of being the doctor, being the educator, the education that's offered here. I'd love to hear people say that, because that means that, number one, they're investing in who? Themselves, right? You know that you got to be the best that you can be when it comes time to be with buyers and sellers. And so a lot of what you're doing early on in this career makes total sense to me, that you're investing in yourself. You're getting better at what you're doing. And again, that's where you're using the tools in the toolbox. It's not like you're needing to reinvent the wheel. the videos, the training, all of the things that are available at 5-Star. Do you watch a lot of the videos? I know I do.
Yeah, I've watched quite a few of them. Kim's training is the biggest one that I take advantage of, to tell you the truth, but I do watch as many videos as I can.
Yeah, good. In the
Well,
time
kids
that you can,
training's
right?
nice because it lets you go in and answer questions and be around other agents and kind of like they always, you know, Doug and Kim and Tracy always talk about the stories. You hear stories and it kind of helps you learn, you know, when you run into that situation.
Yeah.
And it's a lot better when you have some of your own situations to talk about, you know, because it's one thing to hear somebody talk about it, but if you're like, oh, I've been in that situation, or like one of the 10,000 Club I was listening to earlier, Kim said, when you do CMA on your own house, it brings it closer to home because you're vested into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
in-person training is better for me personally, but
Yep, I like it. Well, and that sounds like me too. The importance of our coffee hours. I mean, I think about when I was down in Kalamazoo and how interactive it was. And someone brought up something, and again, it goes back to saying it was a real life experience that I heard others in the room say, hey, I had that happen to me too. And well, what'd you do about it? And so those are the things that I think you surrounding yourself with people that are, you know, are going to be great resources for you. I mean, this is invaluable. And again, I think as your business starts to evolve here in the future, you're going to find yourself in other opportunities like that and meeting other people, right?
yeah, for sure.
Well, that's great. That's great.
Never a dull moment in real estate. That's what I say. Just when you think it's just, there's never a dull moment.
Yep, no, that's it. Well, again, just thoughts, things that you could share with us that would help. Again, remember who our audience is this morning. These are folks that just are getting into the business. They're kind of just getting their feet wet and they don't know what they don't know, right? And so, I mean, if you were to kind of sum that up to say, look, you know, my first less than a year now, right? In this business, on this team, some of those things that really benefited me, and again, we keep thinking about the subject of education, we're always going to be a student, right? I mean, we just are.
For sure.
What are some of those things that really have helped and again, helped you through that part of the process, the educational part of the process, I know we've got great support, as we mentioned earlier, with our broker support team and our deal doctors. I mean, I can't tell you how thankful I am that, boy, I'll tell you, when I have a question, I'm picking up the phone, I'm calling the deal doctor. I want to make sure I'm asking that question kind of before I get into some trouble, right? Or before I write something down for the first time. So I'm hoping a lot of those things you've been taking advantage of as well.
Yeah, I've called the deal doctor a couple times. I guess what I can say to new agents that feel like they need help is just to ask, you know, just pick up the phone and call broker support. If they don't answer, call the next one until you get somebody on the phone and just have a conversation with them, build that relationship and become more confident. Go to whatever trainings you can. You know, it's not just 5-star trainings that I go to. A lot of lenders have lunch and learns that you can go to, and I learn about that. It's just knowledge equals confidence.
You're exactly, that's great. You're exactly right.
Huh. I love it. I love it. Cindy, what else?
Kyle, Joe, you're great.
I wish I had more to say, but I'm not a long-winded person, I guess.
You're doing
No,
great.
I think you give especially new agents confidence that they can do it. Cause I remember when I got in the business, I was like, okay, what do I do?
Yeah.
And I wasn't with 5-star when I started out. I mean, I was there, I had to figure it out. And then I joined 5-star and there's so much education. Greg and Paul, I mean, they're true to their word. They absolutely care about the agents. So that's important. And I think helping new agents and all that means a lot. Cause sometimes, Joe, just like you said, you just have to pick up the phone and call somebody. Cause sometimes you just need to hear a positive voice that, hey, you can do it. Or, hey, I went through the same thing. So.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I've learned throughout my experience in real estate is just to stay positive. You know, staying positive helps you grow your business, helps your clients be happy, helps you be happy in your own personal life, and creates more sales.
Yeah.
Positive.
Yeah, you're exactly right. People want to work with somebody who has a positive attitude and a smile on their face.
Yes.
Because there's enough going on out there. So they look for you for guidance. So
Yep. Energy, enthusiasm, and confidence, right? Man alive. Those are three biggies. So hey, so moving forward, I mean, this is an interesting changing market that we're in right now, right? Gotta have more education as far as what's going on. I know I do. I gotta have more education in terms of what to say to my clients moving forward. What are you finding yourself in right now as far as some of the conversations with people as the market changes?
What comes to mind when you say that is the market has changed since I first started. You know, when I couldn't hardly get any offers accepted in the beginning. We'd offer 10,000 over, we'd offer appraisal gaps, this, that, nothing would happen. And then all of a sudden, the offers started getting accepted. Everything was selling for asking price instead of over asking price. What I've learned throughout that is I created a list. I'm talking to multiple people. A lot of it came from Kim's 5-star list that she made about strong offers, what you can do to make an offer stronger to get your offer accepted. And that's why I kind of hammer on this calling the listing agent. That makes your offer so much stronger because now they can put at least a voice to the name on the paper when they look at your offer. I've watched Blaine look at multiple offers before, and a lot of the times it can be determined by the lender, the agent, not so much the offer itself. You know what I'm saying? So it's just important to learn that stuff, I guess.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Well, and again, back to, and I think I was a part of that. Cindy, I know you were a part of that when we created that document with Kim's leadership in terms of what that has to look like and what do we do? And again, here we go back to an education piece, right? Here's something that people just getting into the business, they don't know what they don't know. But to be able to craft that offer and walk through those things that are important, how to make that offer stronger. And I applaud Kim Anderson for the fact that, you know, she literally got us together as a group to say, hey, what are some of those things that we can share with brand new agents that, man, they don't even know how to write an offer.
Exactly.
How do we make it stronger? How do we make it more attractive to the seller? And Joe, to your credit, there are a lot of agents that are picking up the phone and calling the other agent and saying, hey, what's important to your seller? And that goes a long way.
And a lot of the times you get what I like to call a politician's answer, which is my client is willing to accept any and all offers that are sent our way. And it's like, well, that doesn't really help me. But at the very least, now they know your voice and your name. And
when they see your name on the offer, they can, you know, put a face to it or at least a voice to it. But plus you made the effort to do it. Because
it also tells
average
me
agent wouldn't.
Right. Yeah, I've learned that too. I just lost my train of thought there.
Oh, sorry.
It tells me how experienced the listing agent is. You know what I mean? Because if they start telling me more stuff than they need to know, it's like, okay, now I know what I'm getting myself into here.
No, I like how you think. I really do. I like it.
And I just wrote down politician's answer because
I'm sure you've used that before, huh, Doug? You've told people.
I absolutely have.
Yes, Doug has. No.
Guilty, because I've said, highest and best, all offers. Look.
Well, and hey, every transaction's different, right?
Well, but again, I applaud you too, Joe, because again, a lot of agents aren't willing to take those extra steps needed to, in this case, take the call and build a relationship with the other agent. And again, I'm one of those guys that says that buyers and sellers are going to come and go, but your relationship with a lot of your other real estate colleagues, you're going to do a lot of deals with a lot of people, and you'll see that when you see someone else on the other end of that transaction, you're going to say, hey, wait a minute, I talked to this person. And man, we had a really great deal about a month ago together or 6 months ago. And so again, Joe, back to again, it sounds like education to me. The education of being able to pick up the phone, have the maturity to be able to call that other agent and ask those important questions. That's great, man. That's
Right.
great.
I mean, 9 months ago, I didn't know any of that. I didn't even know the difference between a realtor and a broker when I first started. You know what I mean? So yeah, education is what taught me all.
Education.
Wow. We keep going back to that, don't we, gang? So that's good. Well, hey, this has been good. Cindy, any lingering questions that we need to corner this young man on and ask him
Joe,
about?
I love how you think about real estate being, with relationships and going the extra mile and doing things that the average realtor doesn't, because it does set yourself apart. It really does. And like you said, building relationships with lenders, other agents, because that helps your reputation too. And reputation in real estate means a lot.
Yeah, sure does.
But yeah, it's been great.
Man, and in such a short period of time, look at how far he's come, right?
Yeah.
That's all good, brother. Well, hey, I really want to thank you because, again, I think we learned a lot. I'm thinking the folks listening today are learning a lot. And I just applaud you for your mindset, for your consistency, your diligence. Stay focused in that education arena, because there's so much that's there. And again, we can't take it all in, can we?
Right. There's a lot of realtors out there, and you have to find a way to distinguish yourself. And it's easy to distinguish yourself by just being a good person and being educated.
Yep. Well,
Doing what you say you're going to do.
Yep.
That
clients
right
are
there.
looking to you. You're going to be the one with the education and the professionalism and doing the things that are best for your client. So, well, that's great. Well, hey, Joe, this has been great. And any parting words for us? Anything we need to be working on to help you in the broker support world?
I can't think of anything, honestly. I've heard good things about the coffee hour. I'd like to join as soon as I can. Kim's training is great. Like I've said many times, I've taken a look at the 5-star dashboard and the link tree, and there's a lot of new things that have been added even since I began. So I need to dive further into that and learn.
Good.
But I can, like I said before, I can tell you guys care about the agents and keep up the good work.
Man, thank you. Cindy,
Awesome.
keep up the good work, right? That's our
Hey,
goal.
you too, Doug. Hey,
That's right.
before we leave, just a reminder that we have the company meeting September 20th at the Pinnacle Center with Paul Isley. Hopefully I said that right.
Yep, you did.
With the economic update, and Sherry Johnson talking about how to get listings.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I wanted to make sure that we were personally
Joe's going to be
invited.
there.
Joe's definitely going to be there. We'll get to continue this conversation when we see you then, Joe.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Joe. It was great. Doug, thank you.
Thanks. Well, thank you as always, you guys. I hope this was beneficial. I know it was for me, and again, for those that were tuning in today. So, hey, have a great holiday, folks. I don't know what the plan is, but we hope we have nothing but great weather. And maybe we'll squeeze in a little bit of work. Maybe we'll squeeze in a little bit of fun, and just it'll be a great holiday weekend. So appreciate everybody being there. And again, thanks for being here today. So
bye, everybody.
We'll see you next week. See you, everybody.
Bye, Joe.
Thanks,
Bye,
Joe.
Bye.
Thanks, Joe.